I am about to show you the only 7 exercises that really matter so you can stay fit, strong, and pain-free after the age of 50. If you think you need to spend hours in the gym doing dozens of exercises to stay in shape, you are completely mistaken. And here comes the incredible part. These same 3 movements can literally transform your strength, balance, and mobility in just 15 minutes a day, and they will change your life. Please, for the love of God, watch until the end of the video, because the last exercise is the most important of all, even though no one talks about it. Exercise 7, calf raises. At first glance, the calf raise may seem like a modest exercise, but its impact on health and functionality is huge. The calf muscles, mainly the gastrocnemius and soleus, are responsible for propelling the body forward with each step and stabilizing the ankle and foot on different surfaces. Over the years, it is common for this muscle group to weaken due to a sedentary lifestyle or the natural loss of muscle mass. This not only affects the ability to walk long distances, but also increases the risk of trips and falls. Proper execution is simple and can be done anywhere. Stand with your feet shoulder-width apart and lightly support yourself on a chair, wall, or railing to maintain balance. Slowly lift your body until you are on your tiptoes, contracting your calves as much as possible, and then lower yourself in a controlled manner, feeling the stretch in the back of your leg. This slow descent is key, as much of the muscle stimulation occurs during this phase. Perform 3 sets of 12 to 15 repetitions, resting 30 to 45 seconds between them. To increase intensity, you can perform the movement with 1 foot at a time, use a step to increase the range of motion, or hold small weights in your hands. Among the most common mistakes is rushing through the movement. Going up and down quickly reduces time under tension, which is essential for strengthening. Another frequent mistake is letting your body sway or lean forward and backward, which takes the focus away from the targeted muscles. Some people also place the weight only on their toes without engaging the entire sole of the foot, which limits muscle activation and may cause discomfort in the toes or arch. The most obvious benefit of calf raises is direct strengthening of the area, but their effects go far beyond that. Strong calves help absorb the impact of each step, protecting the knees and hips. They also improve propulsion while walking, making each stride more efficient and less tiring. From a circulatory standpoint, this movement stimulates the so-called peripheral venous heart, the calves' role in pumping blood back to the heart, reducing the risk of swelling and helping prevent varicose veins. Another lesser-known advantage is improved ankle stability. By reinforcing the muscles around this joint, you become more resistant to sprains and injuries, especially when walking on uneven terrain. For those who enjoy walking, running, or playing recreational sports, this exercise can also boost performance, making movements more agile and powerful. Calf raises are low impact and therefore suitable for virtually all ages and fitness levels. They can be included at the start of a workout as a warm-up, in the middle as part of a strength routine, or even at the end as a finisher. Consistency is more important than load. Even with just your body weight, results appear with regular practice. A good tip for making it part of your routine is to link it to daily moments, such as brushing your teeth or waiting for the kettle to boil, using these pauses to strengthen this muscle group without even noticing. Exercise 6, Bodyweight Bent-Over Row. The Bodyweight Bent-Over Row is one of the most efficient exercises for strengthening the back, improving posture, and developing arm and shoulder strength without overloading sensitive joints. Unlike pushing exercises such as push-ups, here the movement is pulling, which helps correct common muscle imbalances in people who spend a lot of time sitting or hunched forward. The primary targets are the back muscles, especially the latissimus dorsi, rhomboids, and trapezius, along with the biceps and core, which is constantly engaged to stabilize the body during the movement. To perform the exercise correctly, you need a firm and secure support point, such as a low horizontal bar, a sturdy frame, or even the edge of a solid table. Position yourself under the bar and grip it with your hands shoulder-width apart, keeping your palms facing you or forward, depending on your preference. Extend your body backward with your heels on the ground, forming a straight line from shoulders to ankles. Pull your chest toward the bar, squeezing your shoulder blades at the top of the movement, then lower yourself slowly back to the starting position. Control is essential, both on the way up and down. If you are just starting, you can make it easier by keeping your feet closer to the bar, increasing the body angle relative to the ground. As you get stronger, move your feet farther away to create a steeper incline, which increases intensity. An advanced variation is to place your feet on an elevated surface, keeping your body almost parallel to the ground, which makes the row considerably more challenging. Among the most common mistakes is using only arm strength to pull, forgetting to engage the back muscles. This not only reduces effectiveness, but can also strain the elbows. Another frequent mistake is relaxing the body on the way down, losing muscle tension, or letting the hips drop, which harms posture and spinal alignment. It is also common to see people pulling their body toward the chin or neck instead of bringing the chest to the bar. A simple adjustment that makes all the difference for proper muscle engagement. Breathing is another important point. Inhale as you lower and exhale as you pull your body upward. This helps maintain rhythm and core stability, protecting the lower back. The benefits of the Bodyweight Bent-Over Row are broad. First, it combats rounded posture by strengthening the muscles responsible for keeping the shoulders back and the chest open. This not only improves body aesthetics, but also reduces pain and tension in the neck and lower back. Second, the pulling motion strengthens grip, something often overlooked but directly linked to overall strength and the ability to hold objects firmly, from shopping bags to work tools. Another important benefit is muscle balance. Most daily and even workout activities involve pushing, such as opening doors, pushing carts, or doing push-ups. By including a pulling movement, you ensure the antagonist muscles are also trained, reducing the risk of injury from imbalance. Furthermore, since the exercise uses body weight and does not require heavy external loads, it is safe for those over 50, provided proper technique and progression are followed. It is a versatile exercise that can be done at home, in the park, or at the gym, adjusting the bar height or support according to your strength and experience. For those seeking more difficulty without additional equipment, you can hold the top position for 2 to 3 seconds before lowering, or perform slower repetitions to increase time under tension. Exercise 5. Glute Bridge. The glute bridge is a simple, safe, and highly effective exercise for strengthening the posterior chain, especially the glutes and hamstrings, back of the thighs, as well as activating and protecting the lower back. Many people underestimate the importance of this area, but the glutes are essential for hip stability, spinal alignment, and power in everyday movements. As we age, it is common for these muscles to weaken due to a sedentary lifestyle and excessive sitting, which leads to strain on the lower back and knees. The glute bridge helps reverse this condition, restoring strength and stability. To perform it correctly, lie on your back on a firm surface such as a mat or exercise carpet. Bend your knees, keeping your feet flat on the floor, hip-width apart, and place your arms extended alongside your body. Inhale deeply, contract your glutes and abs, then lift your hips until your body forms a straight line from shoulders to knees. Hold the position at the top for 2 to 3 seconds, feeling the muscle activation, then lower yourself slowly back to the starting position. Perform 3 sets of 10 to 12 repetitions, resting 30 to 45 seconds between them. A simple variation for beginners is to perform the movement with a smaller range of motion, lifting only as high as is comfortable. For those seeking more challenge, you can place a weight on your hips, use a mini band around your knees to further activate the stabilizing muscles, or perform a single leg bridge, keeping one leg extended in the air while the other performs the movement. Among the most common mistakes, one of the main ones is not contracting the glutes properly, letting the lower back do most of the work. This not only reduces effectiveness but can also cause discomfort in the spine. Another frequent mistake is arching the back too much at the top of the movement, which shifts the load to the lower back instead of keeping it in the glutes and hamstrings. It is also common to place the feet too far apart or too close together, which reduces exercise efficiency, and to let the knees collapse inward, compromising alignment and muscle activation. Additionally, many people drop the hips quickly without control, wasting the eccentric phase, which is crucial for strengthening. From a benefits perspective, the glute bridge goes far beyond strengthening and toning the glutes. By activating these muscles, you reduce strain on the hips, knees, and lower back, preventing pain and injuries. This exercise also improves core stability, as the abdominal area must remain engaged to support the movement. This translates to better balance, a more upright posture, and greater safety in tasks such as climbing stairs, walking on uneven terrain, and even carrying weight. Another important benefit is that, by strengthening the posterior chain, the glute bridge helps balance the body, as many workouts and daily activities tend to favor the anterior muscles, such as the quadriceps and abs, over the posterior ones. This muscle compensation is essential to prevent imbalances that can lead to injuries. Additionally, the movement improves hip mobility, which tends to decrease with age and contributes to preserving bone density by stimulating the supporting muscles. Exercise 4. Isometric Plank. The isometric plank is one of the most complete and efficient exercises for strengthening the core, a group of muscles that includes the abdomen, lower back, hips, and even the deep muscles that support the spine. Unlike traditional crunches, the plank does not involve repetitive movements, but rather holding a static position that requires constant muscle contraction. This feature makes the exercise extremely functional, as a strong core is responsible for stabilizing the body in almost every movement, from simple tasks like getting up from a chair to more demanding activities such as carrying weight or playing sports. Over the years, keeping this area strong becomes even more important, as it acts as a natural belt to protect the spine and helps prevent lower back pain. To perform the isometric plank correctly, lie face down on a mat or firm surface. Place your forearms on the ground with your elbows aligned directly under your shoulders, and keep your hands relaxed or together, whichever feels more comfortable. Place the balls of your feet on the floor and lift your body, forming a straight line from head to heels. Engage your abs, glutes, and legs, avoiding letting your hips rise too high or drop, which would compromise alignment. Keep your neck neutral, looking at a point between your hands. Inhale and exhale in a controlled manner, holding the position for as long as you can without losing form. Beginners can start with 15 to 20 seconds and progressively increase to a minute or more. For those starting out or feeling discomfort, an easier variation is to perform the plank with the knees resting on the floor, maintaining the same trunk alignment. To increase intensity, you can alternately lift one leg or one arm, use an unstable surface like a Swiss ball, or perform the side plank, which emphasizes the oblique muscles. The most common mistakes in the isometric plank deserve attention. One of the most frequent is letting the hips rise too high, which reduces abdominal activation and shifts the load to the shoulders. Another mistake is allowing the hips to drop, increasing pressure on the lower back and potentially causing pain or injury. It is also common to push the head forward or look upward, creating unnecessary neck tension. In addition, holding your breath is a serious mistake, as the exercise depends on controlled breathing to maintain stability and endurance. Another important point is avoiding excessive tension in the shoulders. They should be firm, but not shrugged toward the ears. The benefits of the isometric plank go far beyond a defined abdomen. It improves central stability, which directly impacts posture, balance, and coordination. A strong core allows other muscles to work more efficiently, reducing the risk of joint overload and preventing injuries. This stability gain is noticeable in daily life. Climbing stairs, walking on uneven terrain, standing for long periods, and even simple activities like carrying shopping bags become easier and safer. Another significant benefit is improved body awareness. By maintaining the correct position, you learn to align the body and activate specific muscle groups, something that carries over to other exercises and practical life. The plank also helps strengthen the deep abdominal muscles, known as the transverse abdominis and multifidus, which act as an internal support for the spine. These muscles are not effectively worked in conventional abdominal exercises, but are crucial for preventing lower back pain and maintaining postural integrity. In addition, the isometric plank is a low-impact exercise, making it safe for most people, including those over 50, as long as it is performed with proper technique. It is also highly versatile. It can be done at home, in the park, or at the gym with no need for equipment. Exercise 3. Lunge. The lunge, also known as the forward lunge, is one of the most effective exercises for strengthening the legs, glutes, and core, as well as improving balance and coordination. It mimics an extremely functional movement pattern, taking a long step and shifting body weight in a controlled manner, something we do daily in activities such as climbing stairs, walking on inclined surfaces, or squatting down to pick something up. For people over 50, the lunge is especially useful because it works unilaterally, meaning each leg is trained separately, helping correct muscle imbalances that can become more pronounced with age. To perform the lunge correctly, start standing with your feet hip-width apart and your torso upright. Take a long step forward with one leg and bend both knees until the front knee forms an angle of approximately 90 degrees, keeping your weight evenly distributed between both legs. The back knee should be close to the floor but not touching it. The heel of the front foot must remain firmly on the ground throughout the movement. Push your body back to the starting position using the strength of the front leg. Repeat the movement, alternating legs, performing 8 to 12 repetitions on each side for 3 sets. For beginners or people with balance difficulties, it is possible to lightly support yourself against a wall or chair from the side, reducing the risk of instability. Another lighter variation is the stationary lunge, in which you keep your feet in the same position and simply bend and extend the knees without stepping forward. For those who already have more strength and stability, you can add dumbbells or perform walking lunges, which increase both muscle and cardiovascular demand. The most common mistakes in the lunge can compromise effectiveness and increase the risk of injury. One of them is letting the front knee go too far past the toes, which overloads the joint and reduces activation of the thigh and glute muscles. Another frequent mistake is leaning the torso too far forward or backward, which impairs balance and posture. It is also common for the heel of the front foot to lift off the floor during execution, which decreases stability and transfers the load incorrectly. Additionally, many people let the back knee drop abruptly toward the ground, which can cause impact and discomfort. To avoid these problems, keep your abs engaged throughout the movement, look straight ahead, and make sure your torso stays upright. The forward step should be long enough so that, when bending the knees, the front knee remains aligned with the ankle and the back knee lowers in a controlled manner. The benefits of the lunge go far beyond muscle strengthening. By working each leg separately, it helps correct asymmetries and imbalances that can cause pain in the back, hips, or knees. This unilateral strengthening also improves neuromuscular coordination, essential for maintaining a stable and safe walking pattern, reducing the risk of falls. Another positive aspect is increased hip mobility, an area that tends to lose range of motion with aging. The lunge dynamically stretches the hip flexors of the back leg, while strengthening the glutes and quadriceps of the front leg. The exercise is also an excellent ally for those looking to improve cardiovascular endurance, especially when performed in a circuit or with continuous movement. This is because the movement requires a large amount of active muscle mass, increasing heart rate and promoting significant calorie expenditure. In daily life, the benefits of the lunge translate into greater ease when climbing stairs, walking on uneven surfaces, standing up from lower positions, and even carrying heavy objects with more stability. Additionally, strengthening the legs and glutes helps protect the knees and hips, which are common areas of pain and wear with age. Exercise 2, Modified Push-Up. The modified push-up is an accessible and safe version of one of the most classic and complete exercises for strengthening the upper body. Working mainly the chest, shoulders, triceps, and core muscles, it offers benefits in strength, stability, and endurance. Even for those with no prior experience or who already feel joint limitations. The adaptation makes the movement viable for different fitness levels, allowing people over 50 to perform the exercise safely and with steady progress. Execution begins with the correct positioning. Place your hands on the floor slightly wider than shoulder width apart, with your fingers pointing forward. Instead of keeping the body supported only on the feet, as in the traditional push-up, lower your knees to the floor, crossing or relaxing the feet behind you. Keep your body forming a straight line from head to knees, engaging the abs and glutes for stabilization. Inhale as you bend your elbows, lowering your chest toward the floor, and exhale as you push your body back to the starting position, fully extending your arms without locking the joints. Ideally, perform 8 to 12 repetitions in 3 sets, resting 30 to 60 seconds between them. For those who still find it difficult, you can perform the push-up against a wall or with your hands on an elevated surface, such as a countertop or sturdy table. This reduces the load and makes execution easier without compromising technique. To increase intensity, simply move your knees closer to your feet, reducing the point of support, or progress to the traditional push-up with the body fully extended. Another variation is the push-up with a shoulder tap at the top, which further improves core stability and coordination. Among the most common mistakes, the first is not maintaining body alignment. Many people let the hips drop, overloading the lower back, or raise the hips too high, reducing work on the target muscles. Another frequent mistake is placing the hands too far apart or too close together, which alters muscle recruitment and can cause discomfort in the shoulders or wrists. It is also common to lower only partially, without bringing the chest close to the floor, limiting range of motion and consequently results. In addition, letting the elbows flare out too much increases the risk of shoulder injuries. Neck posture also deserves attention. The head should remain aligned with the body, avoiding excessive looking up or down. The benefits of the modified push-up go far beyond muscle strength gains. By working large upper body muscle groups and engaging the core as a stabilizer, it improves posture, increases the ability to push objects, and makes daily tasks such as getting up from the floor, supporting yourself to step onto a high surface, or pushing heavy doors easier. It also strengthens the shoulder stabilizer muscles, reducing the risk of injuries to this joint, which tends to lose mobility and strength over time. Another important benefit is practicality. The modified push-up requires no equipment and can be done anywhere, at home, in the park, or even at work. It is also easily progressive. As the practitioner gains strength and endurance, you can adjust the incline or knee position to gradually increase difficulty. This allows continuous progress without sudden overloads, which can be harmful to more sensitive joints. The modified push-up also contributes to bone health, as it is a weight-bearing exercise, meaning the body works against gravity, stimulating the maintenance and strengthening of bone mineral density, essential in preventing osteoporosis. In addition, because the movement requires coordination between the trunk, arms, and core, it improves neuromuscular integration. an essential aspect for maintaining agility and reaction capacity in daily life. Exercise 1. Bodyweight Squat. The bodyweight squat is, without a doubt, the most important and functional exercise that anyone, especially after the age of 50, can include in their routine. It is a natural human movement, present in countless daily activities such as sitting down and standing up from a chair, picking something up from the floor, climbing and descending stairs, or simply standing for longer periods with stable posture. As a multi-joint exercise, the squat works several muscles simultaneously: quadriceps, glutes, hamstrings, calves, abs, and lower back, while also challenging balance, coordination, and mobility. This makes it irreplaceable for maintaining functional strength, preventing falls, and preserving physical independence. To perform it correctly, start standing with your feet shoulder-width apart and toes slightly turned outward. Keep your torso upright and your abs lightly engaged to protect your spine. Begin the movement by pushing your hips back as if sitting in an invisible chair, and bend your knees until you reach a comfortable range of motion without pain. Your heels should remain firmly on the ground throughout the movement, and your knees should track in line with your feet, avoiding inward collapse. At the lowest point, push the ground away with your feet and return to the starting position in a controlled manner. Inhale on the way down and exhale on the way up. For beginners, it is possible to use a chair as a reference, lightly touching the seat with your hips before rising again, which increases safety and ensures proper alignment. Bodyweight squat variations allow you to adjust difficulty and target different aspects of strength and mobility. The partial squat, for example, is recommended for beginners or those with mobility limitations, as it reduces range of motion without compromising form. The sumo squat, with feet set wider apart and toes turned outward, emphasizes the adductors, inner thighs. Another interesting variation is the pause squat, in which you hold the lowest position for 2 or 3 seconds before rising, increasing time under muscle tension. For those who already have more strength and balance, you can progress to the unilateral squat, assisted pistol squat, or add a jump on the way up to develop power. The most common mistakes in this exercise deserve special attention. One of the most frequent is allowing the knees to move excessively forward past the toes, overloading the joint and reducing activation of the posterior thigh and glute muscles. Another mistake is letting the knees cave inward, which increases the risk of ligament injuries. It is also common to round or lean the spine too much, which compromises posture and may cause lower back discomfort. Lifting the heels during the movement is another misstep, as it decreases stability and reduces exercise efficiency. In addition, descending in an uncontrolled manner or rising explosively without proper technique can cause unnecessary joint impact. The benefits of the bodyweight squat are extensive and directly applicable to daily life. First, it strengthens all the muscles of the legs and core, providing greater safety and efficiency in everyday movements. This means climbing stairs more easily, getting up from a chair without excessive effort, and walking long distances without early fatigue. The exercise also improves hip, knee, and ankle mobility, preserving ranges of motion that tend to be lost with aging. Regular practice of this exercise also positively impacts other movements and exercises. A stronger core and more powerful legs translate into better performance in recreational activities, long walks, gardening, dancing, and even leisure sports. And contrary to what some believe, a properly executed squat does not harm the knees. On the contrary, it strengthens the muscles and ligaments that support this joint, provided it is performed with proper alignment and range of motion. Because it is an accessible movement that can be done at home without any equipment, the bodyweight squat should be the foundation of any functional training routine for mature individuals. It can be adapted for different levels and strategically integrated alongside the other exercises on our list, creating a balanced program that works the entire body. For all these reasons, the bodyweight squat takes first place as the most important exercise in our selection. It is the foundation upon which all other movements are built, the key to maintaining strength, mobility, and independence over the years. Including this exercise in your routine, with proper technique and consistency, is an investment that pays off in quality of life, self-confidence, and the freedom to live fully, regardless of age.